Hello, my name is Bevan and I'm running for NCT President, and I'd love you to vote for me. But first, before you can decide whether or not I'm the right candidate for you to vote for, you probably would like to know a bit more about my background. So I've been volunteering now for over 17 years. My very first volunteering activity was a baby feeding and changing tent at the local country fair. And that was my first introduction to NCT. I didn't know anybody from the branch at that point, but I loved it. And I then went on and got involved as newsletter editor, then branch coordinator. I've done social media, I've looked after the website, I've done all sorts. And then from there, I got involved in the regional side of things. So I've done website support for London region, I've been an area link, and for a while I was the London regional coordinator. Now, the reason that I started volunteering for NCT was because I'd seen an advert in one of those mother and baby magazines looking for people to train as breastfeeding counsellors. Now, this really caught my eye because I'd really struggled with breastfeeding in those first few weeks. And at the time, NCT was getting a grant from the Department of Health to train breastfeeding counsellors. And that was back in the days when all practitioners had to do at least 6 months volunteering with their branch. So that's how I got started with volunteering, was because I wanted to train as a breastfeeding counsellor. And because of that work, I've then been involved with the Baby Cafe. I worked for the NHS for about 4 years as a breastfeeding counsellor. And so it's given me a real depth of knowledge and experience that I just cannot value highly enough. So that's about my background then. So what does NCT need from its next president? I think we need somebody with values-driven leadership. I think we need somebody who's willing to speak up and be heard, but also to listen. I think we could do a lot more in terms of working collaboratively with other organisations. And I feel that NCT is missing out on some of those conversations that I think are so important for us to be able to support parents in those first 1,000 days. We know we've got some tough challenges ahead, and I think we need somebody who can be cool, calm and collected. We need somebody who's realistic, who's pragmatic. There is so much still to be done for women in this country around childbirth and feeding support and perinatal mental health. There's so much to be done still, and I think we need somebody who can be at the forefront and helping NCT get out there to act as a spokesperson to show real strong leadership. I'd like to see NCT reconnect to our purpose, and I think that's something that I can do. So my business background is in technology. I've worked in technology all my life. My specialist areas are in service delivery and change management and digital transformation. And that, of course, is what we're working on right now with the Parent Force project. I feel very lucky to have been involved on that Parent Force project, and it's given me a real insight to how NCT works, both inside and outside as a volunteer and as a practitioner. First and foremost, though, I've always been about empowering women. The business that I run, that's been on semi-sabbatical, that is about empowering women to make decisions that are right for them. And actually, that's exactly what I see that I do as a practitioner and as a volunteer. I empower women. I feel like I'm one of those people who's NCT to her bones. And the values that I represent, authenticity, integrity, and community, I think these are all such important things for NCT and the very important, valuable work that our volunteers and our practitioners do for us. I've also got bags of experience of working in the media, so I've appeared on Sky News many times talking about maternity leave, rights for working women. I've been on BBC, so I've got that strong presence that comes across well on camera. So if you'd like to see a strong, calm, influential president who's willing to collaborate and get involved, who will listen and hear what you have to say, then vote for me. My name is Bevan, and I'd love to be the next NCT President.